So, Heather, each of us as change practitioners brings all of our experience and our background with us when we come to projects and initiatives. What, in your opinion, are some of the key strengths, some key skill areas that we as practitioner should have in order to be really credible when we're coaching leaders of change?
That's a great question, Sheila. I think for anyone in a coaching role, it's really important to build relationships and gain trust. So there are a couple of key factors that will help give you access to the right business leaders and be given the time that you need to really offer them guidance on effective change leadership. I like to think of it as wearing three different hats. So you have a business hat, you have a change practice hat, and you have a coaching hat. I think with each of those are a few key components. With the business hat, this is all of us have experience in business, but you really, as a change practitioner, want to hone your business acumen and understand the business and keep in mind what's keeping leaders up at night. When you show them that you're aware of and interested in their biggest care abouts, then they're going to begin to open up and share back with you. And they'll tell you what's really on their minds. And that's really great insight then that you can apply to how you can bring other people to meet them where they are. And you're in a unique position as a change practitioner to get a lot of experience with different types of business, different aspects of the business, because we see all of those pieces as we're working on change projects. So it's helpful to absorb as much as you can so that you can talk intelligently with leaders and be open to more than just one type of change. Expose yourself to different varieties and flavors to get the breadth and depth of what's going on in the business and on the change side.
Yeah, I think you're really honing in on an important aspect here. I think business acumen in general is almost sometimes kind of overlooked by change practitioners because, on the surface of it, our work is really industry agnostic. You really don't have to have deep expertise in, let's say the pharmaceutical industry in order to be effective as a change practitioner. However, as what you're talking about here in our topic today of looking at, what are some of those areas that we want to be credible when we're talking with leaders of change and coaching them, I think business acumen really does play a fundamental part of that. When you're able to really sit down and have an intelligent and natural conversation about what keeps them up at night and really understand things from their point of view, that really does give you credibility that can set you apart from some of your colleagues and some of your fellow, practitioners. And again, it's really about, as you mentioned, being credible with that
Mm-hmm.
particular leader. And if you really need to coach them and nudge them along, if you will, in terms of them being a successful leader of a particular initiative, then having that credibility and having that relationship with them is paramount. And this business acumen is a key door opener in terms of having a seat at the table and having them really listen because they know that you understand where they're coming from.
And you bring up another great point to that, and that is getting exposure to all levels of leadership so that you're comfortable with them and you can be natural and authentic and speak comfortably with them. You really do, as a change practitioner, you get exposed to leaders at different levels, and you want to seek that out and expand that exposure because then you can be comfortable sitting down with anyone from the VP of IT to the head of operations, as much as a plant manager or a shift supervisor or anyone else in middle management. All of those levels are key to these changes being successful. And frequently you have to interact with multiple levels, but the more exposure you can get at all different levels, the better. Because I think to be a trusted coach, it's important to be authentic, not be intimidated by a title. And I've always been amazed at how approachable so many leaders are, particularly once I ask a question that touches on something that's really important to them. If I ask, hey, how's business? How are you feeling about this project? What's on your mind these days? What's keeping you up at night? They stop and they're like, hey, they're asking me a question that isn't answering a change question in their minds, a change question, but they're saying, that person's asking me a business question and I'm good at this. I can talk about this. And you'll get a lot out of them. I think good coaches have depth of expertise working at all leadership levels to both drive the change projects and to give them tools to make those changes easier and more efficient and more effective.